From the NAFB convention in Kansas City, Mark Tassler talking with the folks here from SFP, Jeff Thompson. How are you doing, Jeff?
Good, Mark. Glad to be here.
I'm doing great. My camera guy is a pretty cool guy, isn't he?
He is.
All right. Hey, let's talk about Avail. Let's start there. And when we get into that, we're talking about the phosphorus fertilizer enhancer.
Absolutely. Avail is a product that SFP put on the market in 2006, and by Dr. Larry Sanders. And the reason he created that product was to help eliminate phosphorus fixation on phosphorus fertilizer. And so when you talk about phosphorus, it's a pretty inefficient nutrient, an efficient fertilizer source that we apply from the standpoint that in a good scenario, only maybe 25% of that ever gets utilized by that next crop that you're fertilizing for. And the reason for that is from phosphorus fixation. And so what Avail does is helps prevent that phosphorus fixation from taking place, and we change that ratio from maybe only being 25% available and move that up to 75 to 95% available.
What makes phosphorus tricky to manage?
Well, the fixation component is what makes things difficult, and phosphorus tends to want to bond to things in the soil, like things like calciums or magnesiums and irons and aluminums. And what it does, it forms a molecule that is too big for the plant to take out. So therefore, it's fixed, right? So with the Avail chemistry and the product treating that phosphate molecule, we're able to prevent that from taking place.
All right. How extensively has Avail been used on U.S. farmland?
Well, it's been used on over 40 million acres, and we've got a lot of third-party data that we have collected on the product, and the average yield increase on it is 9.6 bushel, and that's over 208 trials. So, and that would be using it in both the dry granular form of fertilizer or in the liquid form of fertilizer, say as a liquid phosphate or starter fertilizer.
All right. Jeff, the manure application, let's talk about that. More Than Manure, the product name. For the livestock world that we live in, tell us about that.
Well, More Than Manure is a product that we tested from 2009 through basically the launch in 2012, and what it's designed for is kind of twofold. So the benefits you pick up from Avail, where we keep the phosphorus available and prevent that fixation, you also get that in your manure by using the More Than Manure product, right?
All right.
But we also stabilize the nitrogen in the manure, and so we stabilize it in the ammonium form, which is the most stable form of nitrogen and the form of nitrogen the plant wants, and then we protect that against losses to things like volatilization or leaching and denitrification. So we're putting more phosphorus into the plant. From a manure scenario, we're putting more phosphorus into the plant early on, which puts a better root system on it. We get more rows around per ear when it's determining that ear size, and then we just feed that plant better all throughout the growing season.
All right. That's Jeff Thompson with SFP, bringing us the latest in technology and information. We thank you for sharing that with our audience. We're here in Kansas City for Results Radio and Town Square Media. I'm Mark Tassler.